Presenting myself before I start talking. Tired. You're back. Presenting myself so that I don't get scatterbrained and start talking about a bunch of stuff. 'Cause that's not the aim. It's 4:44 on the clock. Hello from Jamaica. My name is San, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time seeing me, and you're interested, feel free to subscribe. I'm practicing anyway. Also freestyle a lot. But this is what I have to send to myself because I get very excited when it comes on to sharing stories and all things magical. And I really hope that my AirPods is working. Otherwise, this would be a waste. Happy Sunday, Sacred Sunday. I don't know, today Sunday was kind of different for me. we, I don't have a routine. I just kind of go based off how I feel. But normally, I wouldn't be on the phone. But being asleep sleeping, I actually did my Reiki session on about 5 a.m. today. I woke up, I think it was about 5 a.m. I did a full Reiki session on myself. Um, and then I was traveling like so much. Like after that, I was traveling. I think that's going to be for another live. But this live is about how I met one of my guys, which is why it says part one, Treb, the hybrid reptilian. And this is a very interesting story. All the stories are interesting, but this is about Treb. Now, Treb is a hybrid reptilian. If you never heard of a reptilian before, they're normally associated with the lower vibration. They very mischievous. They are not working. They don't work with the law of one. But Treb is a hybrid reptilian, which means that he isn't under that. They don't operate the same way, right? Treb is a benevolent being of love and the magnitude of light, and he is a very big being as well. He's very, very tall. So they say 6 feet. I'm just gonna go with 6 feet. I mean, he didn't tell me 6 feet, but he was about 6 feet tall. And he's green. I'm describing him first. He's green. He has like scales, like how if you've seen a mermaid and they have like scales, he has scales all over his body. I could see the entire body. And he has eyes, arms, legs, like a humanoid, like regular human. But he has very sharp teeth. So not like these, they're sharp, like triangle, sharp teeth. And he wasn't just green alone. I kind of saw like there's a bit of purple in there, but very amphibianish. And let me see what else, other detail I could tell you about him. Very big feet, very um yeah, 10 toes, 10 fingers. And he's very funny. He's a very funny being. He's very funny and he uses the word enchanting. He's very fascinated with human and with the entire species and plants and stuff like that. But let me tell you how I met Trevor. So one day I was home. I got home from work. This was like maybe 2020, maybe 2021. I came home from work early and I took a nap, right? So I'm laying down, sleeping, and I'm at the plant then bono. Okay. So I'm sleeping, and this was during my awakening. So I was traveling a lot. I was having like a lot of those dreams where I leave my body and I go places, right? And on this particular day, I left my body and I was coming back. The time, to be honest, I still I thought it was like normal. I was like, oh, I guess, it was very normal. And I was able to like navigate, like, travel. It wasn't very hard. I had to learn certain things like how to fly and how to come back in my body and, stuff like that. But anyway, so I am flying and I come back in my body, right? I was laying on my back as well. And I'm just laying down on the bed and I couldn't move. So I kind of felt paralyzed. You know them dream the way, and your body can't move. You feel like you're trying to move, but you can't move. So I am awake now. I open my eyes, but I can't move my body. And I look above me and I see a 6 feet tall reptilian being, hybrid reptilian, just hovering above me. He's just sitting down like this with his legs crossed. And he's just looking down at me and he's smiling with his big sharp teeth. And my brother was sitting next to him. And when I saw him, I freaked out and I panicked and I was very scared. And I kept saying, I am the light, I am the light. And I was trying to say, okay, so I knew how to say I am the light in another language, right? In like another tongue. So I was saying it in another language. I don't know why I immediately was trying to say it in another language because I thought, well, maybe if I say it in the God language, then I'm definitely covered. So I was trying to say it, I was trying to speak it, but I couldn't speak it. And he was just hovering, he was just up there like just smiling. And I was like, I'm like, I close my eyes and I'm like, I'm fine, I'm fine. I close my eyes and I open my eyes and he's still there just hovering. And my brother is sitting beside him, like next to him. And then I just feel my body like release. And then I sit up, kind of catch my breath and he disappears. My brother disappears. Now, my brother was actually in the next room and it was daytime. So he was in the next room. So when I woke up, when I wake up, once I'm like in waking state, I'm like, okay, cool, I'm in control. Oh my gosh, I was like, what was that? So I need to cleanse, so I need to sage or whatever. And I don't get hung up on things. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I just feel like, listen, I'm light and don't do that again. I don't get hung up on it. It's just how I am. And my guides know that as well. So maybe that's why they do these things to me because they know I'm not going to be like, oh, that one time. So anyway, I had just forgotten about, well, not forgotten. I just be like, okay, cool, that happened. Next. That's how I am. I literally like next. I don't even think I told anybody about it because it was all just so normal to me, like encountering these beings and stuff. I had encountered a baby gray, like a while, like before that, and I told one of my sisters about it. It was a little one. But he was actually showing me something interesting, right? Um, So, and maybe that's why I have a hybrid reptilian guy because maybe not a lot of people would want to work with him. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, so, well, that's not why, because I chose him before I came. So when I woke up, I was like, damn, that was wild. And then I was like, well, my brother was there, so I'm good. He was there in spirit, so I'm good. And then I had a session with one of my sisters who was a channeler, and it was a group session, and we could ask questions and she would tap into our Akashic records and give us the answers. Like that's what she does. And she connected to my records. And one of my questions was, who are my guides? I think who are my guides or how many guides was working with me at the time. That was in the beginning. And my bad, I forgot I'm doing something. And then she told me I was working with three guys at the time. And one of them, and then she said, one of them is a hybrid reptilian, and his name is Treb. I was like, excuse me. I didn't say that. It was a channel session. You can't do that. But when she said that, my phone actually got knocked out immediately. And I took a deep breath. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was my guide. And I was like, I am light. And I was rebuking him. Anyway, when we got connected back, It's like, yes, you know, that's your guy. Treb is one of your guys. He's a hybrid reptilian. And I was like, yeah, I saw him. And um, yeah, that was how I met Treb. She gave me some, well, when she came onto the channel session, she's like, you know, if you want more information on him, there's this guy that channels him. And I think I ended up searching for the guy that channels him. And I think I ended up doing that like a while after because I like my own, I like my own unique connections because I'm a channel as well. And in the beginning, I was learning to like discern and um, I was learning my craft. I was learning my gifts. And so I didn't really watch like a lot of channels. I didn't really watch channeling. And I didn't really, this is a very masculine person that has me standing like that, but that's fine. I didn't like reading books about anything mystical because I like when my guides taught me. I like when they came to me in dream realm and teach me stuff, or they would show me, or I would just know. That's just how I am. And I like that because whenever someone asks me something, I answer from a place of I know this for because it was taught to me in dream state or while I was on a travel, or it was sent to me directly. So I didn't just um I like that in the beginning, trusting myself. I was learning to trust myself more. Um and then I got more comfortable with Treb because I still had to take some time to get comfortable with him because guys, he's like really huge. But then the first time I felt his energy, I was like, oh my gosh, he's a ball of light. He was just so big and comforting. And he's just fun. He's just like this big, enormous inner child, big child, basically what he is. And one of the things that he helps me with is grounding. Watch me burn up the something, man. He helps me with grounding. And I especially needed that grounding energy when I just in the beginning of my awakening, reawakening. And helps me with grounding. He helps me with balancing my energy. This feels like Aliyah, who passed in the Bahamas, right? She died, right? He's saying in the beginning. Mm. You know what's funny? What I feel about Aliyah? I feel like she had many truths, and I feel like some of those truths, um, she didn't get to share them, and she's sharing them now through many different sources, many different people. Like, oh, she said, like you, like myself. Yeah, he says it's very important for us to share our truths because well, there's a lot of people here. Anyway, um, because we see it as the norm. So, like, I'm telling you this story, and I'm like, oh, you know, it was really fun and whatever. I think it's normal. But the truth is, somebody else would think, like, what? And when we share our stories, as small as they help other people because we bring awareness to this. And this is what we need as a collective. We need the awareness. Hi, mommy. Hi, mama. I'm right here. Wanna come? I'm right here, Nana. Oh wow, Venus is doing something. What's wrong? I'm right here, baby. It's okay. You can come to mommy. Want some milk? It's okay. Um, we need the awareness to be out there so that if it happens to somebody else, you know, they don't freak out as much as we did. Or you know, it's easier for them. So I'm happy I shared this story. Yeah, that's part one of how I met one of my guides, and he's Treb, and I love him and I'm grateful. And on the next episode, I will talk about how I met another of my guides, and her name is Cherry. So that's all for today, folks. Have yourselves a beautiful, sacred Sunday, and I will see you on the next episode. Toodles.